+1 speed. Plus damage. Plus speed. Plus crit. Let's give him +1 speed.
When all is lost,
Junior.
we cling to what we can
Plus damage. Plus stress resist. Let's give her plus stress resist. Alright. I will probably be replacing her. I can still give her a memory, but I might be replacing her. 10% damage for him.
Bask for a moment in the light of distant days.
Speed. Alright, so all of them lived. He's lived 2 full runs, chat. So if I bring them again on another run, they will have all their quirks, positive and negative, and diseases. I think only the Man-at-Arms had a disease that needs to be cured.
These are beaten, broken souls. And yet our fortunes ride with them.
And we're done with this page. So every hero thing's unlocked. Everything here is unlocked. This is, I think, just skins for the wagon. I think this is just fun stuff.
To recall
all this is unlocked, and then there's, you know, like, fun stuff here. They really need better names. I can't rename them when they've got the memories. If I rename them, it becomes a new Man-at-Arms, and he loses all the memory buffs. So if I bring someone that was not in the previous run onto the next run, we can do that. Otherwise, we cannot do that.
Choose a path. Resourcefulness will ensure you survive it.
All right. You gonna after the run has started?
Once more to its dark
Maybe?
passenger.
Maybe. That's possible. I know if you do it at the area where you, like, pick them, then you get screwed. Also, hold on. I almost forgot from earlier. Innate, during the fight. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Mukluk, Douglas, Bartholomew, Reginald, Esquire the 4th, this is Johnson Vessels the 3rd. Welcomes you. J. Polivico, Coxon, Howells, Marsupial, Duggernaut 2015, and Obrajo to the lab. Hope you enjoy your stay entertainments on the way. Crank at the speakers, don't touch the beakers, giveaways every week. Please take a seat, but you'll only need the edge. Welcome. Alright, so chat, let me tell you about the Grand Slam Challenge. We're already doing Stygian Blaze. There's another thing called Grand Slam Challenge, which is to beat all 5 of these things with the same 4 people using memories to bring them into each one, and no one ever dies. Now, typically when people do the Grand Slam Challenge, they start with the hardest act so that if they die, it's less time wasted. So they do, from what I've read, Chapter 3, 4, 5, then 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 are considered the easier ones. So I'm about to start Chapter 3. I figure if I'm starting it anyway on Stygian Blaze, why not give the Grand Slam Stygian Blaze a shot? And, you know, if I'm almost to the end and then someone dies, I'll still try to finish it just to finish the Stygian Blaze challenge. But the Grand Slam would be doing all of them with the same group of 4 people. Now, that means, let me click Obsession here. So, we need a team that can handle any boss. Any boss can handle anything.
As the night wore on, circles were drawn carefully in chalk, and salt was laid.
In short, you like torture yourself? No, I like this game and I'm looking for excuses to keep playing it.
And I could not stifle my repulsion.
You're going too far, Muck.
The crossroads.
Yes, next we solo it with 1 hero.
Between places.
Alright. So, the ones with this symbol right here, that means that they have memories. So they're buff in some way. They're more buff in some way.
Of battle. Repudiated, but unbowed.
So so look at this. See all this stuff? She still has all this from the last run. And he's still got a lot too. Honestly, none of that is particularly great, but it's fine. Okay, if we're talking a team that can handle every boss in the game, Act 1, the boss, is fine. I think just about any team I could do Act 1 with. Act 2 is the 2 lungs. which is Highwayman plus someone else who can help.
Hunted, harried.
Act 3 is the
fugitive,
eyes.
Seeking to outpace the past.
We need someone with condition damage and a very fast man-at-arms spamming taunts. So someone with condition damage right here. Act 4 is the hands. I've never lost on the hands. It's not that bad of a fight. Just about anything works there. So yeah, you can again, a Condi damage dealer to get through it. And Act 5 is boss, and then boss, which occasionally has cherubs on either side of it. So you need to be able to hit the 1st and 4th position. You've only done 2 acts of the same group. No, actually, it wasn't the same group. When I did Act 1, I didn't have the Grave Robber in it. So I need someone that's a condition damage dealer here. But ideally, they can also help with hitting the side lungs for that stuff. Now, also, there are a few other things to think about. If we, let's say, for example, we put the Plague Doctor there. Then we've got a team that can somewhat handle the General. The General is the boss of the Tangle. Because you need to be able to hit the 3rd and 4th slot at the same time, and Plague Grenade can do that. If we had the Flagellant right there, he could do that with Acid Rain.
An undying blight upon
Hold on,
the
can he be
soul.
in the 3rd slot? One sec. Can he? Okay, you can Wicked Slice from the 3rd position. You can Duelist Advance from the back. Yeah. Yeah, he can. So he could be in so I just need someone for the 1st or 2nd. Plague Doc. Plague Doc is great. The thing with Plague Doc is Stygian Blaze reduces everyone's health by 20%. And the typical Plague Doc path you would take is Alchemist, which reduces it by another 20%. So the Plague Doc is going to be paper, just made of glass. So you can do that, but it's going to be very, very low HP. In fact, most people who do this run actually have Alchemist Plague Doc as the 4th slot as the, like, half damage, half healer. And then they just try to finish it, as, finish the fights a lot more quickly than I finish the fights. I prefer to be like the bunker that gets through the fight in one piece, and they just try to like, and finish it as fast as they can. So, Plague Doc is an option. You could, let's see, if it's gotta be Condi, Plague Doc, Grave Robber, Runaway would be sick for everything except the lung boss, I think. Because the Runaway is pretty much just fire. And the side lungs are immune to fire. And the Runaway in the back 2 slots can hit the enemy back 2, and in the front 2 slots can hit the enemy front 2, and then Controlled Burn can hit anything. Controlled Burn is possibly the single highest damaging ability in the game. Because it will just target a tile and keep burning and burning and burning. Also, the Runaway has the awesome thing, the Arsonist, where she gets the plus piercing for her main skill, similar to the Plague Doctor, but she doesn't lose 20% health for it. She just occasionally burns herself by accident, but it's a minor amount, and I think it's totally worth it. So, another option is Jester.
A murderous melody lingers long after the final chord.
Now, Jester can only bleed the middle slots. I don't think it can hit the 4th slot at all. Just gonna leave this in here. Oh, it's like, what is it, Stygian? I think we looked this up the other day. I think it's Stygian, right? Sorry. Jester can bleed the middle slots, can only hit the back slot with Finale, but can occasionally use Encore to give someone else an extra turn who's better for whatever you need doing. Is there a team that can do, I guess, all encounters? There are, again, I'm trying to not just copy teams from the internet, but yeah, there are teams that are already known for having beaten this challenge. Let's see. Could also move him here, take him out, and put, like, the Flagellant there.
An undying blight upon
We would
the
need
soul.
Blight Piercing from somewhere, but the Flagellant does Blight damage. It can hit any position. And also it has self-sustain. So we're looking at either Flagellant, Jester, Runaway, Plague Doctor, or Grave Robber, because it has to be someone with some Condi. The only thing stopping me on Runaway is there a way she can be good for the lung boss? And can I change their paths? Like, okay, Junia here was in the last run. She's got the memory. If I change her path, does she still have the memory? Yes. Okay, so you could change their path between runs. So if I brought the Runaway, does the Runaway have like a melee DPS path? Not really. Arsonist is more burn and minus physical damage. There's not really anything that just gives plus physical damage. But for example, you could have the Jester on a run that just does, like, bleed on one run, and on a different run, oh god, this is also his thing that makes him good for bleeds is also minus 20% to max health. Wait, I might see a way. Backdraft. So, okay. The lungs. If you had the main body on fire, which would just be as simple as an occasional controlled burn on it, she could hit the back lung with backdraft. And then if you had the highwaymen plus like the other people hitting the front lung, that could take care of popping that one. So that's an option. Plague Doctor would possibly have the same issue on the lungs. Plague Doctor would be crazy good for everything else, but except that, you know, made of glass. Intermezzo? No, not the Intermezzo. The friggin' thing where his songs bleed his teammates. No. The meme team. Someone said that the occultist can also dot. I think he only has one. Well, he could dot his teammates. Yeah, he's got 2 dot skills, but they require him to ramp up with his gathered power, so it takes multiple turns before he can do it. So, not really a fan. Can't you just use the quickly kill body tactic on lungs so you can take runaway? So I guess that would just basically be have the try to get the highwaymen. If you had a whole, the right trinkets and stuff, the highwaymen could solo handle the inflating lungs for a while. And then what, you just have the runaway try to burn down the main body is what you're saying? It's possible. So then just think about, let's see, first boss fight, should be fine. Second boss fight, the lungs, maybe, but that would be the last boss. If we do 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, the lungs would be the last boss and she'd be at her strongest. Third boss fight is the eyes, she's fine there. Fourth is the hand, she's fine there. Fifth is the final boss. Pretty sure she's fine there. Okay, all right, so let's follow that idea down the rabbit hole. Alright, so Baristan, let's use that kit, and he's a Bulwark. We want Bulwark. Now, we do want to visit, because he's starting out with a lot of stuff because of the memories, but he's also starting out with some negative stuff because of the memories. We need to visit a hospital and take care of that. Ooh, new colored plate. Alright, this guy... Yeah, same thing. Like hard-skinned. I would probably like to lock that in and make it permanent. You can do that at a hospital, too. Alright, so for this guy... You can do... What is it? Some of his stuff's like Sharp Shot is probably the most popular one among other players. It's plus 25% damage to range skills and some speed, and Grape Shot gives a damage buff. So Grape Shot hits the first and second row. Whereas I've been usually using Wicked Slice to hit anyone in those positions. So Wicked Slice is double damage, hits one of the front two people. Grape Shot is half the damage and hits both the front two people. Wicked Slice also has higher piercing of resistance. But this also gives 3 speed. And Grape Shot gives you a damage buff token. You know what? No, I'm gonna keep what I know works and I'm comfortable with on this guy, which is well-rounded. Good range, good melee, not graded either. All right, Arsonist, our girl here. All right, 4th slot. So if she needs to be in the 4th slot, that's Firefly, Controlled Burn, Run Away. So if she gets pulled back to the front, she can back up again. Yeah, honestly, these two can be interchanged, except Controlled Burn can only be done from there. So we prefer her in slot 3, but it's fine if she's in either one. Cauterize is just very helpful sometimes. And Backdraft. Although if we end up, depending on who we want to fight boss-wise, we might swap some of this stuff around. Confessor. Alright. I wanted to check something on this. So Sanctuary right now does -2 stress when it's upgraded. Judgment does vuln and weakness when upgraded. If we change to Wanderer, this does damage, just plus 100% damage instead. This still de-stresses. So for the tools we use on her, the only difference between this and Confessor is, does it do more damage when charged up? Or does it do vuln and weakness when charged up? Which one's more useful? So like for popping the lung, I would say this, the plus 100% damage. For just about anything else in the game, I would say the tokens, to put weakness and vulnerability on our enemy. So they take more damage from the next hit, and they do less damage. Alright, so Confessor, Arsonist, Wanderer, Bulwark. Fashion's very important, chat. And let's see, memory, memory, and memory. All right. It's funny, because if we actually manage to pull this off, by the time we get to the 5th one, the final one of the 5, which would be Chapter 2, then the Man-at-Arms would actually have been alive for 7 runs at that point.
Alone.
I was planning on swapping to Guild Wars 2 at this time, but after all that time debating, we'll go like another half hour. All that time mathing.
Comforts are exhausted. Ahead, only trial. And
Incoming full party wipe in 2 minutes.
You see, even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
Did they keep any of their friendships? No, they're all still at 9, even the ones that had been here before. Controlled Burn.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Get that one lower. You got Blight. That one's got lethal. And... oh, 1-hit kill. Oh, that's right, he had plus 10% damage from his memory. Usually when he hits these with a critical Wicked Slice, it leaves them at 1 health, but no longer, because of the memory. she zaps that, it should die. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say the zap plus the burn should be dead.
Forward and effective.
Alright, for chapter 5, what is this, chapter 3, you get 2 mastery points from that.
Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply await you. The familiar hearth crackles invitingly once
Alright,
again.
heal to half, minus 1 stress, less relationship crap. Alright, so provisioner.
Precious
Oh,
relics
chat, look.
remind us of a time before the
Oh,
end.
wait, can you use the bounty hunter on the Stygian on the Grand Slam? Darkest dungeon to Grand Slam bounty hunter. Can you use the bounty hunter during the run? You can use bounty hunter. Don't have to use memories per post on the board, but I did it just to be safe. I'm in my 4th confession, and one of the regions, Bounty Hunter died. Does that count toward not getting the achievement for Grand Slam? Shoot. Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. So, for those who don't know, if you see this thing on the wall, you can get the Bounty Hunter to join you in place of one of your heroes for one section. And all his skills are already mastered. So in, like, the early game, like, literally right now, he's way stronger than your other people. However, I'm not sure if that would mess up what we're trying to do. So, I'm trying to check on that right now. No mention of Bounty Hunter in this one. Someone said you can... Someone said you can use the bounty. One single person responded you can use the bounty hunter. I mean, if there's a time to do it, this is it. What is the next region?
Everywhere.
The Sprawl.
In ruin. Everywhere. In need.
So the Sprawl... The Sprawl, we would be blind, because minus 300% scouting. Oh man, so it would actually be using the bounty hunter. The Sprawl is all fire resistant, so the runaway is not great there. So replacing the runaway with the bounty hunter to kill the Sprawl and then keep going would be crazy good, but I really don't like minus 300% scouting, just going through there blind. This one's booty. We really like that. Avoid the watchtower means there is a watchtower. I could just ignore that and go for the watchtower. We just wouldn't have a chance at greater anchoring charm. Might do that. Let's see. Alright, hang on. Stygian Blaze. And we need to pick a pet. Let's get Orphan Wolf Cub.
Planning and mindfulness. As vital to survival as sharpened steel.
And let's do Bounty Hunter in place of Highwayman for one section.
The contract is sealed with a
There we go.
silent nod.
Here's the Bounty Hunter. So, what all, let's see. He can guard someone else. We've got 2 people for that already. Uppercut is a knockback and some damage and a stun. No escape is a range skill. Finish him. If they're stunned, it does plus 75% damage. Flashbang. Caltrops. Pull, mark for death. Collect bounty. Stare down. Hurlbat. Damage 6 to 10, crit 15%. Ignores dodge when target is comboed. Does plus 50% damage when they're on fire. Oh! What? But he has to be in slot 3 or 4. Oh my god, he and the Runaway are going to be besties. So he would, the Runaway would have to move to slot 2, and he would be in slot 3 if we did that. Does he have anything that moves him? I just realized that would be the main weakness, is if he gets knocked around out of position. Let's just keep him in the second slot. He's got a lot more health than she does, I think. Yeah, he has 12 more hit points than she does. Alright, so collect bounty, mark for death. Caltrops. Uppercut. Do we want finish him? I feel like we don't need Come Hither and the Caltrops both. So it seems like these two combo and these two combo. It's like, this is a spammy skill, so we could get rid of that, bring Caltrops, get rid of Mark for Death, and bring one other move. Maybe Stare Down, just in case our main tank gets a trouble. Oh, he starts with an item, too. I didn't realize that. Iron Stance and Sprained Ankle. Wait, what? Iron Stance is plus movement resist, Sprained Ankle is minus movement resist. Wow, you're awesome. It's like, he's got one good leg and one, like, he's got one bad leg and one really, really good leg.
Listen. Practice. Improve.
Okay. Options here. Retribution Mastery is really good. Bolster to de-stress is also an option. And her fire gets greatly increased with a level up. Let's get de-stress. And controlled burn. Alright, Provisioner. We got the fun. Oh, yes! Pot and still, chat. Infinite whiskey. Near infinite whiskey. I always buy that if I see it at the start of a run. I always do. And then we got Gamba whiskey. Let's get one of these. And two of these. Install the pot and still.
Advantage is a good thing.
And give her that. Hey, Archsmith. Alright, let's see how this goes. Select route. We're going this one, because I don't want it that minus 300% scouting.
Resignation and death.
Let's try this out for a little bit. Go about 15 more minutes, chat, and then we'll save it. Spend some time in Tyria. Alright, no negative relationships. It was a small chance, but I think it was possible. Unless the Wolf Cub made it go to 0. Because being with Stygian Blaze should have made it possible, but Wolf Cub may have pushed it down to 0. Let me double check. Yeah, we've got the Stygian. I'll get better.
Only resignation.
Yeah, there was actually 15 and 25% on some of them, so got lucky there. It might have been between 5 and 15, so. All right, so